Good afternoon. Welcome to River's Edge Homestead. Today we're carrying on with our S15 rad cradle modifications to put our little 350 small block into this little truck. And today we're going to start reassembling. Last time on the last video I showed you what we had to reassemble or what we had to cut and modify. And today we're going to finish the cutting and modifying and weld everything back into place. So as you can see, I've cut this being the one of the channels, and we're going to weld that back together again and weld that back into place. This one here is going to need some modifications. It sort of sticks out where the cap is going to go, so we're going to cut along here and we're going to bend it in, weld it up. The hole for the cap has been cut. It sits right there, so you can access the cap from the top. I don't know if your hands are small enough, mine aren't. And then we got to weld this back into place. Okay, so that's kind of today's task, is to start rebuilding this rod cradle. Now, some of the tools I'll use, in case that may interest you. I use what's called wide mouth vice grips. This way you can grab it and bend metal a little easier. This is called a rotary grinder or a rotary cutoff tool. It is not air, it's electric. I use that. It uses a very small 3.5 inch cutting wheel. Okay, a little more accurate. This here is a spot weld punch. So what it will do is it will punch holes into the metal where I want to spot weld things back together again. This tool is air activated. And I have what's called a rotary, basically they call them a rotary tool. Dremel is what everybody would recognize the name. A little different on this one is this has actually got a drill chuck on it. It'll take up to 1/4 inch shanks, whereas Dremels are usually 1/8. And some of the attachments we'll use today with that, so we'll use something called a burring tool. That will take away metal very quickly. You can form it. It basically is a grinder type tool. Now, the other thing we use quite a bit when we're getting into really tight areas, this is a little Dremel attachment. It's a cutting wheel. It's about 1.5 inches. Works very, very good in cutting in small areas. Very expensive, these wheels. I think they're about $5 a pop, so I use them sparingly. And the last thing I'll use is a grinder. Again, that's one of my staples when it comes to metalwork. So that's kind of the hand tools we'll use. Now for welding, this type of metal, I use a Lincoln MIG-Pack 180. Now you ask me what's a MIG-Pack 180. A MIG-Pack is capable of doing very, very fine welding. You can kind of see the spool in there. It's very small copper wire, very small welding wire, small spool of welding wire, very small diameter. You can kind of get an idea of it right here. It's even very, very, very hard to see. So you don't need much heat to melt it. Because it's so small, it uses gas. It uses MIG gas to do the welding. So that is MIG welding. MIG welding uses a gas. It uses a small diameter wire. It can get up to 0.035 if you don't use MIG on this wire feed, but that's irrelevant at the time. So that's how you weld auto body panels, is you need a little bit of a MIG welder that can run a very low current so you don't blow holes through your panels. So that's today's project. We'll try to finish up the day and give you a little short video of what I've done and how it worked out. Anyway, you have a good afternoon, and this is River's Edge Homestead.